Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and all the core gamers out there. CAJ Man 777 here, welcoming you back to Metroid Prime 2 Echoes today. Last time, we defeated Chaika in Torvus Bog, the Dark Temple Guardian, and got back our Dark Visor. And then we did a little bit of item hunting. And it was a long episode. But this time, we have a new objective, and that is going to be going to the location of the final temple. Well, I shouldn't say final temple in the game, but the third area of the game. In order to do that, we need to go back to Umos. But before we get into that, I'd like to take this opportunity to give a quick shout out to all of our donators over there on Patreon: Jazzy Floof, MickeyPhorGens, MaddiLeigh, Kitty Cat, and Thomas for their continued support to the channel. Thank you guys very much for that. And with that, I'm going to blow open this super missile door and pick up an item early. I'll have to end up coming back here anyway to get an item, but I have grapple beam, so I figured, you know, we kind of got a free opportunity to get an energy tank, so I'm not going to deny it. So, good, I guess a good start to the episode. We're going to get a nice little energy tank to start off the episode. And, unfortunately, I cannot do anything else in this room at this time. But we will be coming back here eventually when we get all the upgrades for... when we get all the upgrades in the next area we go to. Now, I do want to apologize for the long hiatus between episodes on this series. I took a little bit of a break with Metroid Prime 1 as well. You guys remember that. It was just to push some other videos out and work on some other projects that I wanted to get done. So, you know, that's what I did. I took my time, got the projects I wanted to get done, but now that we're back into here, we can go right back into some Metroid Prime 2. And I'm looking forward to recording this next section. This next section is actually my favorite section in the game. So with that, we need to go back up to Umos. Hopefully no dark pirates decide to assault me here. It'd be very bad if they did. Yes, they're going to. Okay, we're leaving. We're leaving. No, we're leaving. We're leaving. We're leaving. Open the door. Open the door. Open the door. Please don't hit me. I don't appreciate that. There's a chance that dark pirates don't appear in that room. But at the same time, there's a chance that they will appear in that room and be absolute jerks. And as you saw, they were absolute jerks. But, anyways. Here we are back in the Great Temple. Got to talk to Umos one last time. Well, maybe one last time. I'm just going to roll through these things. I don't want to be bothered to fight those. Those little bulbs. Don't want to be bothered. So, with that, we got to head over to the elevator and go to Umos. So, let's get on over there. That is... I can scan that, but I'm not going to. That'll be the direction we're going to be going, but I want to go talk to Umos first before I scan that, because if I forget which door it actually is, even though technically it's the door directly across from the Great Temple, it's the door we initially came in the Great Temple from, way back in the beginning of the game, believe it or not, which is really cool. But Umos, cutscene time, do it. The Temple of Torvus glows with energy once more. Only one temple remains without the light of Aether. You must travel to our fortress, high in the cliffs. The last temple lies in the fortress. Seek knowledge there before invading the In Hive. Be cautious in the fortress. This place was once guarded by machines of our creation, but now they're corrupted slaves of the Ing. They will not see you as a friend. I want to point something out right now before I click A. That hologram. Remember that form. Just remember that form. It's very important that you remember that form. Our goal draws ever closer. Let the light of Aether be your guide. And here we go. We have our next objective. Head into the fortress high in the cliffs on the planet Aether. And obviously raid its dark counterpart world, the In Hive. So, with that, we have our objective, and we're going to go right through this green translator gate door and obviously do what we need to do. So let's scan this up. Jump over it. That way, you know, I don't take as much time and just get rid of this thing really quick because I don't like these. Luckily, they do kind of burst and explode really quickly, so I don't have to worry too much about, you know, fighting them. So, once I hit this elevator, I just need to take a quick gander at my map. And, I can skip this, because obviously you guys probably don't want to see the elevator cutscenes over and over. Unfortunately, I can't skip this middle part, because this middle part of the elevator cutscene is what loads the game. Right. So, I need to go straight through and here. So, it's not that far. And off we go. I was wondering what was attacking me for a second. I'm just like, Ing? Hello? They weren't Ing. They were just bees. Oh, that's right. I forgot you could stand on that. I believe, yes. I don't know if I got this yet, but I'm going to grab it just in case. I don't know if I did get it. Oh. Oh. Never mind. Alright, moving on. I thought there was a, I forgot if there was an item in there or not. So, this thing's really cool. Now that we have the Dark Visor, this is our first technically use of it. So, you can see targets that obviously aren't normally visible. I like to think that they are in the infrared spectrum, essentially. But this is going to give us our gate to where we need to go, into the fortress. Another thing the Dark Visor can do, those dark pirates that like showing up to ruin our day, those dark pirates can actually be, they can actually be fought, with the Dark Visor. You can see them fully with the Dark Visor. There's just space pirates everywhere, and they're doing quite a bit of damage to me. I'm just going to keep shooting missiles at them. Because obviously it's pretty easy to kind of... There. They can't do anything when you fight the right way. They can't do anything. I'm just gonna blow up these crates. These bodies are about to go flying. Whee! That way I can just get some crates and energy. I kind of need it. There we go. Now that yellow door up there we can't quite access yet, but obviously being the third area in the game we're going to, you will know that we will be able to access that area very, very soon. So, So, first things first, we've got a new turret. These are Luminoth turrets. They are extremely powerful. And I wasted a super missile on them. You have to use a super missile on them. They are just that strong. They do take a lot of damage. They do a lot of punishing attacks. So I just fire one quick super missile and it takes care of them pretty quickly. And right here we're going to have a piece of lore. The Sky Temple. Luminoth lore translated. The Sky Temple. Data transferred to logbook. We learned that the ruler of the Ing dwelled in a place dubbed the Sky Temple by our forces. This place held the planetary energy of dark aether as well. It was heavily guarded and the entry was barred by a great gate requiring 10 keys to unlock. These keys were hidden throughout dark aether by the Ing. A mission was planned that one would find the hidden keys and recover our missing energy from the Sky Temple. You may remember that we have scanned some things called Keybearer lore. That gives you the location of the dark key for the Sky Temple, and there are a few of them. So, with that, here we go. Let's head into the fortress once again, high in the cliffs. You may notice there's going to be quite a few dead Luminoth in here. That's not important, though. What is important is we are now in a technological fortress that has Luminoth turrets guarding it. And there's a thing here. Okay. I love this. Now, we got another new creature here. These are Serenity-class drones. They're just kind of tiny worker drones, and if you want, you can kind of just do this. And you can get health and ammo from them. It's kind of nice that they kind of give you a little bit of these enemies. You get more missiles from these guys than you do health, but when you do get health, it's appreciated. There are a lot of the little Serenity-class drones. You don't have to bother killing them all. But if you want, like, just some quick ammo or missile pickups, that's what you use. So we can use a spinner here. Access our way into the beautiful, beautiful area in the game. I'm gonna wait for it to say it. I don't know if it'll say it. Sanctuary Fortress. And also we've got some nice little techno music to kind of get our souls going here. Of course, walking across this bridge, you are immediately going to be greeted by some space pirate scum. They are the tougher variants of these space pirates. Feel free to just blast super missiles into them. In fact, I think these are commandos, yeah. They've got shields, they've got a bunch of stuff that you can kind of use. You just wait for them to give you an opening and just fire a quick few shots into them. This is kind of your first fight in Sanctuary Fortress, and you're gonna be hard-pressed to not fight anywhere else. Super missiles, obviously, against these guys are the biggest ally, and of course you put up your shield the moment I wanted to fire a super missile at you. Get wrecked, son. There is one behind me as well I need to worry about. There's just one. They're all commandos, by the way, so you do need to kill these guys as fast as humanly possible. They are extremely strong. What I could possibly do, since I do have some dark ammo to spare, I can just use my dark beam a little bit. Freeze him. Blast him with a missile. I don't know why I wasn't thinking of this earlier. This is the much more efficient way to eliminate these guys. So you just, again, oh, of course you did. All right. So, oh yeah, there you go. There we go. I forgot I have the dark burst, and I accidentally wasted a lot of dark ammo performing the dark burst, but that's okay because obviously, as you guys know, if we shoot crates with the light beam, we get dark ammo. And obviously, vice versa, if we shoot light crates, we get other ammo. I did use a lot of my missiles in that fight. Probably would have been best just to use a dark beam combination. I recommend, for this fight on the bridge, please do use a dark beam. Charge dark beam, let them freeze, and then blast them with a missile. It's very, very easy, very, very efficient to kind of just deal with enemies that way. Especially in here, like the dark beam kind of acting like the ice beam in this game. It's very efficient. This is Denzium, I think, isn't it? Yeah. So yeah, dark beam's very efficient in this game. We can't do anything over there yet. There is something over there we can do. I just wasted light beam ammo and just didn't walk through the door. Probably should have walked through the door. Probably would have been really helpful. Believe there's another enemy here. Yep. These are new enemies. These are octopeds. If you shoot them, you shoot the lead octoped, then they all kind of bounce around and then explode. So, they do drop, actually. These things drop quite a lot of health and ammo. They drop, again, a lot of enemies in this game. It prioritizes what you need most in terms of ammo drops and stuff. So, obviously, those explosions can hurt you. Just, you want to be careful, and I'm just getting a little bit of health back. It never hurts. 10 health at a time is always pretty great. And we actually have plenty of energy tanks moving into this area as well. These things right here. Tactical scan complete. Target is a mechanoid inactive combat drone. Unit is offline and in power conservation mode. So that's really neat. Now, interface method unknown. Well, that just means this. It missed one. Oh no, it got one. New enemy here. These enemies are res bits. These things can variable beam cannon with digitally virus delivery system. These things are a very interesting enemy. Essentially, there's a certain form of these things where you can't lock onto them. But if you do manage to hit them with a Dark Beam charge and a missile, they instantly die. But if they unleash their attack, they have some standard shooting attacks. But if they unleash their super-powered attack, and you'll notice because you'll start seeing blue energy like gather around them, what they do is they release a shockwave where you have to press L, R, and B at the exact same time to reboot all your systems. Literally, you can't fire or attack during anything of that time. Best thing to do, hit them with the Dark Beam. They also have an ability to cancel your lock-on, forcing you to do manual aim, but that's only when they go into a certain form. So, right here, you've got a Quad MB, new creature. Quad MB, Rogue Combat, main body specializes in close combat. Lower venting system can be damaged by consecutive attacks. And then you've got the Head MB, Quad CM. So, these are a lot of the enemies you're going to fight in Sanctuary Fortress. They have a variant of attacks. They have a spin move. They've got other attacks like this. I kind of wait for them to finish off their spin, and I target the head unit first. The reason you target the head unit first is because the leg units are much easier to destroy. Case in point, when they charge at you like this, if you run into them with a boost ball, you can break their legs unit. You can break their leg unit, but the head unit stays active in itself. So obviously, you can kind of just blow up the head unit. And I think they're actually completely resistant to missiles. But you want to be able to fight these units. I recommend taking out the head first. That way, all you have to do is boost ball into the leg unit and then put some bombs under it, and you can kill it pretty easily. Luckily, these things can't regenerate a body. If there was another one available, they could regenerate a body. But unfortunately, they cannot regenerate a body, so that's good for us. And with that, that actually is going to deactivate the security gate, and there's the another res bit that I was talking about. So, in order to really fight these res bits properly, you want to be able to hit these things and then shoot a missile at them, and you want to do this quick. If you don't do that quick, they're going to force the manual lock. They're going to force the manual aim on you, and that shield, obviously, you cannot penetrate. So, with this is a save station, and I know this for a fact. I've played this game way too much. But I'm just going to restock on energy here for a little bit. We're not quite done with this episode yet. We still got a few things left to do, and we're only about 17 minutes in. Obviously, we're just going to hit the next save point, and then we'll be moving on to doing a lot of stuff in Sanctuary Fortress. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my Dark Beam ready to take on a res bit here. Switch to it now. I'm going to... Where is that res bit? There you are. Oof. That was a little tricky jump there that I had to do, but I got it, so that's all that matters. There are two res bits in the main area. Again, Dark Beam is just your friend. They also have a beam attack, as you can see there. I'm just going to do this and get under him, fire a missile, and there you go, res bit dead. Just like that. Now, these orbs in the center we can use later. They are electrified for good reason. But we'll be able to do something with those orbs actually relatively soon, believe it or not. But in here, we have what I like to call the electric gyroscopic ring, because that's what it is. If I scan this, this is just another drone. Simple maintenance unit. Now, if you scan this, this will tell you the code. Gyroscopic system engaged. Safety systems online. Safety lockdown code as follows. Amber, Cobalt, Crimson, Emerald. So, obviously, you do that, and you lock down the safety mechanism. So, you go Amber, which is going to be orange. Amber, Cobalt, Crimson, and then Emerald. I love how they don't do it simply in Metroid Prime games. They're like, okay, we're going to give you really complex colors. Amber, Cobalt, Crimson, Emerald. Why not just say red, blue, yellow, green? Honestly, why don't they do that? I don't know. It's Metroid Prime 2. It's sci-fi! You got to deal with it. So, here we go with another Quad MB unit here. I'm going to try and take it out. Shoot his head unit. So, if you take out their head unit, it's pretty decently easy. 2 super missiles does the job. And then all you do is you wait for this unit to go into its spin. This is how you're supposed to fight these. And then you run and do it with a boost ball. And you just go under it with the boost ball. And it's dead. That's all you do to kill those things. It's really, that's why I recommend taking out the head unit first, because the leg units can walk around and attack, but they're not strong. The leg units are actually the weaker units of the two. I think there's two over here. I know there's one. And another reason you want to take out the head unit first is because the heads can regenerate a body. Notice how there was just some bodies lying around. There's just some like unit bodies lying around there. Well, that's why I do what I do, and take out those first. Because, as I stated, if you didn't take out the head first, a head could appear right on this body, and it would reuse it. That's why you blow up the heads first. Now, over here, there's a bit of a puzzle. Unfortunately, we can't access that puzzle quite yet. But what we can do right now is we can open our first portal to the Dark World. And the reason we are doing that is because, unfortunately, we don't have the upgrade to get by this wall yet. So, what we have to do, in turn, is we have to go into this dark portal instead. Which is going to give us our first trip into the In Hive. And of course, you can see that there is immediately a dark temple key sitting right there. Fortunately, we cannot access it yet. Right here, these are Ingworm caches. These are going to be your health and ammo drops in the dark version of the In Hive. These things are super, super helpful. I'm going to supercharge these beacons with the light beam for good reason. Because obviously you can see that there are some in this area that if you're not careful, you will take a lot of damage from. Hi, buddy. Get fried. I love it. I love it when they go toward the shield and blow themselves up. I don't have to do anything. It makes my life 10 times easier. Alright, I'm gonna get a bit of dark ammo because I will need it. That did drop a little bit of dark ammo. Okay, good. Alright, so what we have to do is, because this wall doesn't exist in the dark world, we can just walk on through, go to this door, enter this elevator, and before we do that, I'm gonna pick up a little more dark ammo. I think that would be very helpful. I got like 2, maybe 3. Alright, I'm pretty good on ammo, I suppose. Missiles are definitely a priority now, which means enemies will prioritize dropping missiles, which is very, very neat. So we're just gonna try and shoot these really quick, while staying in the shield, because obviously I heal while in the shield, and it's very nice. So let's pop this dark door open. We're gonna shoot this, and obviously here you've got flying night barbs all over the place. You can just kind of do this. I will get, like, all my missiles back for doing this, by the way. I'm just rapidly pressing L and A because it's locking on and taking a shot at a bunch of night barbs. Give me all of those. Yeah! I had 43, now I got 103. That was a lot of missiles and a good amount of missiles at that. Sweet. Now that I'm across, you're going to want to activate Dark Visor. You've got 5 targets. Try not to... Actually, you know what? Let me take out the... There we go. Now let me focus on taking down... Actually, 4 targets this time, not 5. Where's... Oh, there are 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Got it. And that's going to open that gate, which is going to give us a light portal. So we're back in the fortress. And conveniently, even though I was swinging across, it puts me right back in this spot. So that's very nice. Now, I can go through that door. But I'm going to go back through the light world at the moment. We'll go back through that door later. We'll need to for the dark world and do a bunch of stuff in Dark Aether. Especially in this area. This area has you travel through Dark Aether quite a bit. So that's what you're going to be wary of. Now, notice how it was a light beam door in the dark world, and now it's a dark beam door in the light world. Very neat. Now, this enemy here, this is a Diligence class Sentinel drone. One shot from the Dark Beam kills them. One. Now, unfortunately, I don't have the item to get by here, but you may notice that we have our little friends back from Metroid Prime 1 in here. These are Mechclopses, much like the Cyclopses from Metroid Prime 1. If you throw a bomb, they kind of just eat them, and it's hilarious. And they die. So you're going to want to just throw a bomb, drop one down, get through. Obviously, that's the only thing you really need to know for that room. Pretty easy to get through, so with that, we do this. Now, we got an elevator here. Power relays connected. That's going to be an elevator. We do need to access that elevator. However, we do need to go over here as well. This elevator will drop us to the bottom section of this power relay. Unfortunately, we can't access this yet. This in particular is something that we can come back for later, and we will need to be doing it later. Essentially, that runs on an echo scan, which we don't have yet. Echo is a thing specifically for this game, which is really neat. But what we need to do first is we need to come into the light world and do this puzzle. So, this puzzle I think is actually really neat. Essentially, you just have to match up the colors. I don't ever remember the combination to do this right the first time. But you can kind of lock onto them and kind of just do this right. If you do it properly, you should be okay. Of course, now I have to work on... I had it. Yeah, there we go. I had it. I'm just like, damn it. I had it. And what this will do, this will stop the gyro. One of the gyros, at least. In this area, you will notice this giant sphere. It will slowly stop. And it will give us a ring. That ring, extremely important. However, with that, unfortunately... with us starting our journey in Sanctuary Fortress. Unfortunately, that is actually going to be it for this episode of Metroid Prime 2 Echoes. But we made our way into Sanctuary Fortress, and you know what? At the moment, that's what matters. So we are now here in Sanctuary Fortress. There's a lot to do in this area, but I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of Metroid Prime 2 Echoes. And in the next episode, not only do we have to go to the light side temple of the Sanctuary Fortress, but we're going to be fighting another Guardian boss. So until then, this is CAJ Man 777 signing off. Stay safe, everybody.